Good afternoon, everybody. There's no real update since my video that I posted yesterday, because I haven't really done anything in the garden since yesterday, but it is so beautifully sunny that I thought I'd better just do one video today while the sun is still shining. Oh, look at that. Lovely flowers. I thought I'll do one today while the sun is shining, enjoying this beautiful autumnal sun. Really lovely. There are birds flying around the garden. Oh look, there's something I didn't show you yet. The japonica quince. They're all turning yellow now. They're not big. They're not really very much use in cooking much, because the flesh is so thin compared to the amount of core that's in it. However, I'm sure if you chop it up fine, small, and then puree it, then you'd be able to use it in jams and jellies and stuff with some pectin. You'd be able to make some pectin out of it. So it's still useful to keep around, so I'll do that. I'll keep that. And look, I don't know if we're ever going to even get a proper loofah this year. That's tiny. This needs to be as big as a marrow hanging from there before it'll be right. So let's hope that this corner will stay sheltered enough to be able to give us loofah. Oh look, more tomatoes ripening on the vine, on the plant. So it's obviously done them a little bit of good to cut out all the undergrowth. Those kiwis are surviving and trailing, so I'm going to have to put them in bigger pots in the next few weeks. Well, when they lose their leaves, they'll be moved to bigger pots. My little oak there is surviving, and this one has grown nice and bigger, so they'll get bigger pots. I'll just keep adapting the pot sizes as it grows. There's another one under there, another little oak, and I've got another one somewhere, fourth one, 2, 3. I know I've got a fourth one somewhere, can't remember where, but we have 4 little oak saplings. There you go. This pond I need to get rid of in the next week so I can clear this ground ready for planning our outdoor cooking area. I'd like to save enough wood as well for a stock of wood to have just in case, so we can start reducing our bills as far as the electric goes, because I don't have a gas cooker, I've only got an electric cooker. And in trying to use less fuel as far as electricity goes, I'd like to be able to, when there's fine weather, be able to cook outdoors. And if I could, I would put a roof over the area so I could cook even outdoors, in even the bad weather if need be, if I have to. So it's an emergency thing. So we've got that one planned for next year, the cooking area, so that's the next project. Oh, and the roof down the side of the extension of the house, so that I can use that for more storage space and tidy up. See that one down there? Because that will give me more shelter under the potting shed as well. So I've got to tidy that up in there. You can't see the mess from the side of the compost bin and the water butt, but it is a bit messy. I'll tidy that up, but next year we'll cover that in properly so that I could put bicycles, ladders and other tools and things there, and free up space elsewhere for more tidying up and other possibilities. And it will also help to weatherproof the potting shed there so I can grow more during the winter. We really enjoyed the corn we had last night, by the way. You might only see this video by Monday, but Monday I think is forecast as a bank holiday here, typically to be a really wet bank holiday. That's traditional, so all's well then. Not much else to report there. some things had been on my mind. The oyers, right. Remember I mentioned them before, that I'd put water in them? Well, it's empty. It empties quite quickly into the ground. Not that practical in the middle of the corn, because you've got to stretch to get in there. So that will need rethinking. Obviously my off-grid laundry dryer. Off-grid laundry dryer. Let's take a look in the front garden. Let's have a look. Oh, I can just smell food in here because I've been making popcorn as a snack for the rest of the family. There we go. Front garden, bright and sunny. Really bright. The hydrangea going over now. But it'll soon be time to chop that back and shred it up for more mulch for the garden. Rhubarb is starting to sag now as well. I think it needs a little bit of water actually. It must be very dry under there. But between the rain tomorrow and Monday, it might just do the trick. The bees are still thronging around the borage, so that bit's good. It's a Saturday afternoon. Absolutely lovely. Sunshine. Look, more rosebuds there ready to come out, so I'll have more roses again. See, I love my roses. I'm going to have roses everywhere I can. Roses and camellia. There's one plant I realised I don't have yet that I really want. Peony. I've got to get a peony. Look at these sweet peas. And that's so pretty. Lovely. And the scent. Oh, the scent is beautiful. Little asters. Look at that. Sultan, I think that one's called. Beautiful flower. Lovely. Needs a bit of water in there and feeding. Things are drying and looking a bit yellow. The dandelion I'm just leaving where it is because I'll chop and drop that. Any bit of dandelion I'll chop and drop. The bees, bumblebees especially, and hoverflies over by the lavender. Still plenty I can harvest because they've not quite got their flowers open yet. You wouldn't tell that it's autumn just by looking at the garden today. It looks like a summery day, and it certainly feels nice and warm behind me, except for the breeze. There's a chill on the breeze, but I mean, look at those hills. Aren't they gorgeous? I mean, there is some cloud there, but it's not ominous or menacing. It's lovely, especially from upstairs. When you look at it from upstairs, it's quite a view because you see a bit less of the houses and more of the hills and the fields and the farms up that way. Yeah. Borage needs cutting back. It's overcrowding my lady's mantle. Not lady's mantle, lady's bed straw. Lady's mantle is the a different plant, which I will get as well because I want them to good ground cover. The forget-me-nots have sprouted up again. It's time to chop them back down so I can keep them under control. I'll only let one plant set seed because you only need one plant. The seeds go absolutely everywhere, but I do just chop and drop in there, creating new soil, so I'm happy with that. I just wanted to take a little scroll. Oh, the sunflowers need deadheading so I can get a few more. They've been alright, although I leave the biggest heads to mature so I can get seeds for next year. It's a peaceful day today. Sunny. Oh, busy with traffic, as you can hear. And you can tell it's autumn because even though the blackberries are ready now and absolutely fantastic, on the odd one you can sometimes see a little maggoty thing. So if I'm cooking them, which I will do because now I won't store them now from this time for smoothies to have fresh for that reason, but I will cook them. Oh, let me take a pew. Oh, nice breeze and warm, so you might not hear much. Let's hope the microphone is doing its job to help counteract some of that wind. But yeah, some things that have been on my mind is, as you know, as we've been talking about before, about preparations for winter and the different types of preparations that people do and embark on for very, very many years. Well, since my children were little, I've always tried to keep a storage of a few things, like, you know, food and stuff, long storage, dry foods, tin foods, bottle foods, all this sort of stuff, just in case. And the way we've always lived is, well, because we've always had it tough, though, that food storage has always come in handy when we've needed to prioritize whatever money does come in for bills. When we moved to Wales from England, obviously, logistically, we parted with a lot of our food storage, and so we had to start all over again, and it's never really recovered. It's never really got back to what it was. But of course, now that we've downsized to a 2-bed house instead of 3-bed, we also lose an extra room downstairs. I've never understood that, but there you go. That's how it works. You lose a bedroom and you also lose downstairs space. It's nuts, but that's how it goes. So I don't have as much storage space. But I've just felt recently that in the past 5 years, just when this journey, this whole zero waste and self-reliance journey became more urgent than ever before, and I have felt that it's really important to get on this journey, not just for me, but for my family and for others as well. That's kind of why I invited everyone along with me on the journey, because I think there's a lot of people feeling an urgency to do something, because even if we feel we can't actually make a difference or change many things, whether it be environmental, political, whatever, or sometimes feel out of control of external factors in our own lives that are affected by these other things, like job availability and stuff like that, even if we can't change that, sometimes I think psychologically it helps to be able to do everything we possibly can, everything that is in our power to change. The way we do things, the way we handle our finances, the way we prepare for, you know, a bit of struggling, whatever form that takes. So I'm feeling a little bit that even though I've been doing this as a kind of diary and journal of my own journey, I'm feeling it's a bit urgent now to get other people to do that as well. Now, I don't have as much experience as it needs to teach other people just yet, but I do know of a lot of other people who do, and I've been following them and learning from them. Two of my favorites are Rain Country with Heidi Rain and her husband. They're in Oregon in America, in the green bit, as they remind us, with extremely high rainfall, exactly the same, if not more, than us here in Wales. But they do a lot of practical stuff as far as their attempts for zero waste, self-reliance, preparation, and all of that stuff, as well as making, you know, their own herbal medicines for emergencies and in case, and using them. That's what I love about them, is they actually, whatever they do and talk about, they use as part of their everyday life that they've been doing for very many years, and I've only been doing for about 5 years, so I've still got a long way to go. But they are one of my favorites and my go-tos, and I love following them, and the way they do things is really great, because you could go back and check specific subjects and that, and they've got great videos. Another favourite in my zero waste journey is Fairyland Cottage. I really love Neem. She's really a lovely lady and has a lot of practical ideas. Like, I did try her recipe for homemade toothpaste, and it's okay. I really I like it, but it's a bit too oily with all the coconut oil, so I found a different recipe for natural toothpaste and powder, so I'll try those as well, but I'll let you know how I get on with that. But for now, those two in particular are the ones that I refer to almost daily, and the other, of course, is Bealtaine Cottage, which I love just because it relaxes me and it makes me feel lovely. And there's so many wonderful people who visit her channel and comment, and there's so much of positive encouragement and working in tune with nature and the environment. And so I like those things. They help me, in my journey. So I'll put the links at the bottom in the information box for you if you don't already know them, and any of the others that I find that I've got on my favorites, and I will share that with you. So just for today, to get it off my mind, I encourage everybody to just have a nose, have a think. I have said that I don't want people to jump on the bandwagon of the fear-mongering that's been going on, but I think it's wise, as I have said before, it's wise to do all we can and do it in a sensible way. So have a look at these things, think carefully, and I don't know, I'm just, it's on my mind that I really need to ramp up my efforts and not just amble through it, but I need to do a little bit more. I was just thinking actually as well, because of, thinking about these things, we're not even ready for winter. The garden might be ready almost, but as a family we're not, because we get what we need as far as winter clothes and that every year, because we wear them out. We only get a few things, and by the end of the winter they're worn out. So we need weatherproof shoes and weatherproof jackets, because we have to this point now, over the past few years, worn everything out to bare rags and that. So I shall be traipsing through the charity shops looking for boots and jackets and things like that. We've still got all the scarves and gloves and that, but I think weatherproofing ourselves to be outdoors, that's something a bit urgent that needs to be done and prepared, even though we couldn't financially afford to get a lot of these things, because every penny is spoken for with paying the bills, but there are other ways we can do that. So I will make sure that our family are ready for the winter, so that when it does come, if it is a bad one, we're ready. If it's not, great. I have peace of mind either way. And I think that's the idea I want to convey today. Think about even just a few months ahead, let alone a year. Think about the things that you might need, and have you got them? Have you cleared out your gutters for the weather before the proper rains come, so that you don't end up with leaking gutters and problems of damp in the house and mortar and stuff? Just little things like that, your winter preparations. So have a think, have a look. Don't get too urgent, just be sensible, and buy yourself a little bit of peace of mind through the next season. And I hope you have a lovely afternoon. Enjoy what's left of the sunshine and the cool breeze, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye bye.